Welcome to the Sunflower Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Eli Southwick. This is Kyle Templeton.
Yes, sir.
Kyle Templeton, the all-time wins leader in our league, four-time division champion, and 2016 league champion. I am your reigning champion, second all-time wins, 3 division titles. Let's get right into it.
3 chips, too.
How's it going, Kyle?
It's going great, man. The boys going to be driving legally today.
And,
Let's get after it.
Congratulations. And looks like you're going to get your first win. I'm probably going to get my first loss. I got a stat for y'all that you're going to love. So week 4, in between week 4 and week 5, we got the 1-year anniversary of the Lamar Jackson trade.
Oh.
And since that trade, assuming I lose this game this week, I am 13-2 since the Lamar Jackson trade. Easily one of the best runs in league history. Carry over. I was 10-1 last season after the trade, and then starting most likely 3-1. So you got 13-2.
What were the details of that trade? Who were in it?
I traded Cooper Kupp for Lamar, Darren Waller, and I think I also traded Kyler Murray. And I got Devin Singletary back, but he didn't do much.
So you got Singletary, Lamar, and Waller.
But Waller and Lamar were solid, and then ended up trading Waller later for Ertz, who was eventually my champion tight end.
Honestly, forgot you traded for Ertz, to be honest with you.
But all right. So, news of the day: Devontae Adams is out tonight. That kind of locks it up for Tristan. He's looking like he's going to get his first win now.
Yeah, the Chiefs are only going to go for 2-point conversions, so Butker's kind of screwed there.
No, Butker. So, here we go.
Is Ryan not in? Ryan can he not pick up somebody?
No, because his bench is all locked.
Wow.
So Ryan's kind of screwed. Sucks, man. But Tristan is up by 1 point with Clyde to come in, and
he has Clyde. Okay.
Yeah, and Ryan. So Ryan's down 1, and it's Butker versus Clyde. So I mean, it's not impossible. Butker is obviously a great kicker.
Right.
He can knock some 50-yard field goals, but that would be like a miracle for sure.
Tristan made a clutch move. I was thinking he should have started Gallup over Robbie Anderson this week, but clearly he knew something I didn't.
Yeah.
Robbie Anderson played really well.
Yeah, great start.
Because CeeDee Lamb got all the play.
Dak Prescott is going absolutely fucking insane. 47 points is crazy.
17,000 passing yards. Or 1,700. 1,700 passing yards through 4 games.
He threw like 500 yards yesterday.
502.
500 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he had a rushing touchdown.
He had 3 week 2, getting 0 right.
Oh, no, yeah, Henderson's right there. Yeah, 500 rushing yard or 500 passing yards is crazy. 58 pass attempts. Yeah, we'll talk about CeeDee Lamb.
Averaging 422 yards a game.
It's
without the rushing yards included.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. So Tristan gets it done this week. I mean, you can thank Dak Prescott. Prescott was a pretty late round pick. Shout out to Charlie in the background. Prescott was
That's like 9th.
He's a 7th round pick.
7th.
Same pick. It was like right after Wilson. Looks like right after Wilson.
Yes, sir. Wilson still the draft, round 7 too.
So yeah, Prescott was a great pick for Tristan. He's really pulling through. Chark had a good game. Got himself on the board. Finally had a good week. I think he got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, finally earned himself a starting role back in Tristan's roster. Might even change his name back to Charknado. Who knows?
But Kittle last night really pulled through for Ryan with his 39. Really gave him a chance. I mean, he thought the game was over because he thought Adams was probably going to play. And thought, damn, Tristan's going to go 0-4. Really 0-4.
That'll be the Houston Texans of the league.
But Ryan looked like he's about to sit at 2-2 after having a great draft. So
yeah, Eckler going down definitely hurt.
Eckler is going to be tough. We're going to see only 2 points. Yeah, only 2 points.
Fournette out.
But he's got some depth.
Eckler went out.
I mean, you can put in David Montgomery.
True. Leonard Fournette come back next week, hopefully.
Yeah, Ryan definitely has some comfortable depth on that bench, so it shouldn't hurt that bad. But you never want to lose a guy like Eckler.
Would have put, I don't know, I would have definitely probably risked it, but DJ Moore to Adams this week. I know it's easier to say it now that he's out.
Yeah, I mean, when you have that type of caliber
Right.
receiver on your bench,
Yeah.
I definitely think that could have been the right move.
Yeah.
Chubb went down for Tristan too. He's some sort of ankle injury, so we'll see if he can come back. Tristan's kind of hurting for running back depth.
Those
so.
tweets definitely scared me because all the players are prayers up for Nick Chubb.
Obviously
Usually, if
does.
it's not a significant injury,
Yeah.
they don't really talk about it. But those guys are also at home because they're hurt. It's like Mac Wilson and Greedy Williams.
Yeah.
So they weren't actually at the game, so they could just been showing
Yeah,
off.
for sure. But I guess Mike Davis is a pretty solid pickup. I'm not sure when McCaffrey is going to be back. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But you'll have Davis while hopefully Chubb heals up and get back in the lineup. Obviously Clyde and Davis. And hopefully there's no more COVID games so we can have full lineups.
With Carolina winning 2 games, it's definitely looking better for McCaffrey coming back as soon as possible.
Yeah, because they're actually
With a playoff shot.
they actually have a chance now. People saying that they were going to be.
I thought they were going to lose out for 2 games, and then they're like, you know what, just take your time with him coming back. But now, 2 straight dubs.
Yeah, they might not be in the conversation for the number 1 pick, but we'll see. But that would be pretty nice. They've got a lot of weapons. You put in a guy like Trevor Lawrence or even Justin Fields, with that offense, it could definitely be a nice offense moving forward. I've got some young pieces. Robbie Anderson under contract. I'm sure DJ Moore either has an extension or soon will. Yeah, obviously McCaffrey got a contract, so they're set up.
Solid offense. They did give Teddy Bridgewater a fat contract. I'd see if they had a bad pick, an early pick. It'd probably be that lineman from Oregon, I imagine.
Yeah, I feel that was a bad contract for Bridgewater, but
horrible. He's played 8 games in 4 years.
I don't understand why he didn't just keep Cam Newton. I mean,
and he also, the Saints are a really good team, so it's not hard to if you're a moderately good QB, you can play well. And he played well for the Saints and got a fat contract. I would have kept Newton though.
So Kyler doing well. Allen Robinson had a good game, but probably in a loss. Yeah, I mean, really Tristan was just kind of carried by Dak this week. But obviously a nice start with Robbie Anderson, and then even the nice pickup with Randy Bullock, which was kind of funny because kicker kind of cost him a win last week.
Kind of cost him a win.
Kind of cost him a
missed
win.
2 extra points and lost by 1.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a little.
I guess last week was notorious for missing extra points though. Saw Butker miss a couple. Your kicker missed 1. Oh, you had Butker. That's right.
Yeah, I lost a kicker. My kicker missed 1 this week, which is unfortunate. All right, we're gonna move on to another matchup here. We go with.
Let's just do everyone else besides ourselves first, I guess.
Yeah, we go with. So we'll do Pat and Evan. No, let's do Greg and Quinn since Greg is.
The bandwagon continues for Team Greg this year.
Greg is making moves with his Josh Allen hype train is going crazy.
Almost you can guarantee W this week. I mean, who does he have?
Tyreek Hill versus Aaron Jones, Todd Gurley, and
Who's Hill in for?
Hill's
he
in.
is.
Hill's
He
in.
is.
Yeah. So he's
Aaron Jones, Gurley, and a kicker down 3. The odds are very likely that Greg will pull it off unless, both his running backs choke and then Tyreek just goes absolutely off. Get the screen up here.
Yeah, Josh Allen with 29, fending off Brady's 40 and Alvin Kamara's 20. Adam Thielen with 25 points. Tyler Boyd, solid move. Quinn just got a gift with the Chubb injury. Kareem Hunt pretty much has a backfield to himself. So, I mean, with Kenny Drake only scoring 3 points and pretty much just being on a bad start in general, I can bet that.
And the Browns being run heavy.
You're gonna see Kareem Hunt in this lineup now. He's gonna deal with Noah Fant with his injury.
Yeah. But Kenny Drake definitely didn't see that pick becoming so bad as it has.
Really struggling.
What has he done?
Let's look here.
Just
rough. Yet to break 100 yards.
10, 8, and 3.
So
pretty bad.
Pretty much no work in the receiving game. Only 1 touchdown on the season.
Which is crazy because he's kind of known for being a very good receiving back.
So, yeah, he had 13 carries for only 35 yards. Definitely not good. With New York on the schedule, though, I could definitely see him keeping him in the lineup. But no chance you start him over Kareem with no Chubb in the backfield. Kareem and Kamara could definitely be an insane running back duo going forward here.
For sure.
But Quinn is probably going 2-2. But I'm not gonna say. I mean, Tyreek Hill can be an absolute beast, but I mean, you're going up against 3 guys. I mean, kicker points are like normally automatic, just because
Right.
they just are.
Aaron Rodgers is he's gonna get extra points, or he's gonna get field goals, like it's guaranteed. Aaron Rodgers is getting down the field.
Yeah, and Aaron Jones. I mean, he had one huge game, but he's been great this year.
Lazard and Devontae out.
Yeah, with Lazard and Devontae out, you can bet he gets more work in the passing game. He's a good receiver. I mean, he's going to get probably 20 touches tonight at least. So
He's averaging.
Atlanta
He's averaging exactly about 20 touches a game
the Atlanta defense is weak.
and that's with Adams and Lazard in. So.
But hey, it could happen. First place in the FI division is definitely up for grabs. But Greg with a dub, probably losing the first place with the overall points.
Yes, sir.
Which is crazy.
That's
but
the dude.
yeah.
But that also is 3-3-1 teams in the FI division, which is crazy in itself.
Yeah. But you got Mike Evans had a good game, and Godwin is probably out at least another week, so probably see additional volume for Mike Evans.
For sure. And with Aaron Jones, I mean, Atlanta has a pretty garbage defense, so I just see Aaron Jones going off.
Definitely.
We'll see.
But Greg, shout out to Greg, 3-1. It's kind of an upset. I mean, Quinn is a good team.
Couldn't even have a backup tight end currently for
No.
Yeah.
But probably drops Ruggs. I mean,
Hey, I'll slide you Gronk, Quinn, if you're hearing this. Pretty cheap.
Gronk on the
I know you
cheap.
want that Brady Gronk connection.
You're selling it right
Unless
now.
you've been watching OJ Howard tore his ACL. He's out for the year.
True.
So that's either gonna boom or bust.
Could see big moves for Gronk moving forward. Definitely a slow start, but he's out of football for a year. So
Also, a huge shout out to Josh Allen. That's the guy.
yeah, I mean, Josh Allen is really tearing it up, and I mean, Greg's just gonna ride that wave. He's a dangerous weapon. Like he's definitely gonna be a problem for anybody who Greg plays this year.
Stud.
Definitely studding it up.
0-star recruit out of high school.
Will Fuller, he had a game-winning touchdown that got overturned.
Tough.
So I mean, you're looking at was maybe a 30-point game. But
Greg made some clutch starts this week. I know he was hitting me up, wondering, contemplating who to start with between Fuller, Crowder, and Watkins, and he definitely picked, I feel like, the better 2 options by benching Watkins this week because Crowder did well and Fuller did well as well.
Sam Darnold is hurt though. They might be out this week, so we'll see what Greg does moving forward with his receivers. Definitely aren't the best part of his team, but he's got options.
Yeah, Mike Evans kind of holding that group together with the inconsistent trio of Fuller, Watkins, and Crowder. Yeah, and you can even throw Beasley in that. Just the 2 good weeks probably this season, and the rest is kind of 8 to 10 points at best.
Yeah. Probably Adam Thielen. Quinn is relieved to see Adam Thielen put up a good game after the Justin Jefferson breakout last week. I know most people were a little nervous that Thielen might lose some work, and Jefferson had a good game. Definitely going to talk about him when we get to my matchup.
For sure.
But let's move on.
Thielen hasn't been good in a while, so it's nice to see him catch. He went didn't he have a touchdown?
He went hard, I
games,
think,
and then
in
he went
week 1.
really long.
Yeah, he went hard in week 1.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns week 1.
And he's quiet and since.
Yeah.
So yeah, good to see him back.
He's doing what he did a couple years ago. We had that 7 games in a row with a touchdown.
That was nuts.
Looking like he's averaging a touchdown a week. So
That was the Tristan championship.
for sure. Yeah, when shout out Mahomes and that entire team was insane.
Hopkins and Kareem, I think, and before the
Was it?
Yeah.
He had someone else, and Ertz the year he was
I think you're
number
right.
1 tight end.
You're right. All right. We've got Pat and Evan. This one looks like it's going to be a legit competition tonight. There's kind of a toss-up right here. But 2-2-1 teams in the SI division. The winner will move into at least for a tie.
The favorite thing we love to see is coming down to it's going to have the Chiefs game after that. Kelsey's going to put Evan probably within, I'd imagine, at least 8 points at the worst.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be sick, actually.
So it's going to be Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Monday Night Football,
Just
one-on-one.
That's pretty cool, actually, quarterback matchups.
And you got to give Matt Ryan a little bit of the upside in this game just because, He has his receivers back, and Aaron Rodgers lost his receivers, and Packers still have Aaron Rodgers.
For sure.
So
For sure. Big game from Dalvin Cook. Big game from Jerick McKinnon, who was a great pick after the hilarious story of Evan drafting McKinnon like hours before he tears his ACL. He was out of football for 2 whole years, but he's back on Evan's team 2 years later.
pretty sure he's
fun.
had Jerick McKinnon like every season.
Yeah, he's an Evan guy, and definitely like to see that he's like coming through for Evan.
Galladay finally made it back on his roster. That's also Evan's boy. He consistently has Galladay on his team.
Yeah, I gotta give Alex a shout out for Kenny Galladay though. He was on Galladay for us before pretty much anybody.
Will Evan accept that trade is the question.
I'm gonna guess probably not. Tyler Lockett, big letdown, cost me in another league too.
Love to see it. I was very jealous that he picked up Lockett because I wanted him with Russ Wilson.
Yeah.
But not this week. He destroyed me last week.
Yeah, if you take an L this week, I mean, definitely can look at Lockett as the biggest problem there. I mean, you can't really knock your kicker for anything. He's just a kicker,
Right.
but we'll see. A big game from Kelsey. Kelsey, actually, my opinion, best tight end in the league. George Kittle, a good player, but
It would be cool if we did. So if you watched the Eagles game last night with the 49ers, it came down to an onside kick by Robbie Gould.
oh yeah.
And I feel like it would be kind of cool if we did, say with the Dallas game, we did onside kicks. If you completed the onside kick, you would get a bonus point.
That would be cool
And if
for.
team ends up winning the
That'd
game.
be cool for a kicker point for sure, but I don't really think
It's super rare.
But
Yeah,
because of how rare
you
it
can
is.
always see the bonus just like we do with the game winner field goals.
yeah, more things to keep track of. But it could definitely happen. But looking at Pat's roster, Amari Cooper with the big game. There's just so much volume in the Dallas offense. It's pretty crazy. I mean, 12 catches for 134 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that's nuts. The second time this year he's had 100 yards, but he's just a target machine. 16 targets.
14, 9, 12, 16. You love to see it.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a top 5 receiver with those numbers, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Currently.
Get him more touchdowns.
Yeah.
Get him more touchdowns, and he's freaking
Number 1 receiver, actually, as of today, not counting Monday night.
good shit, Pat.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that looks like Dak Prescott and that Dallas offense is going to sustain some receivers.
And he has Derrick Henry out, which was rough. I had to start Jeff Wilson this week.
Speaking of the
Huge
Dallas receivers, the one thing we missed with Tristan and Michael Gallup. It's definitely looked like it's a problem for him, but he had some nice pickups, so he might get Gallup.
CeeDee Lamb had his breakout game too, so you never know. Michael Gallup might go disappear.
Jarvis had a nice game. He had a really slow start to the season. Mark Andrews, 2
Threw a
touchdowns.
touchdown.
Yeah, that touchdown pass was nuts for sure. Mark Andrews, 2 touchdowns, really going to keep him padded it. Stephon Diggs, I mean, he's just been
Stephon Diggs fell so late in the draft.
It's like, we're going to take a look here.
Number 5, where did he end up? Jeez.
Pat.
Oh my God. There's no way.
Where was?
He had a trade.
Okay.
That's right.
8th round. 1
8th
pick
round.
after Gallup.
Number
It was going
5
this way.
receiver.
It was going this way. So
That's a lot.
1 pick after Gallup, 1 pick before Newton. I mean, look at the guy like Edelman, Fuller. I mean, there's some guys, but not really. I mean, Stephon Diggs, he's going to lock in as a top 5,
That's
top
great
10.
value for that pick.
Yeah, great value, great steal. People were off Diggs because of the team move, and people were kind of not on the Bills, but definitely looks like he's meshing with Josh Allen. I mean,
I think he's just one of those guys that
100
just kinda
yards yesterday,
fell,
7 targets.
You see guys fall through the cracks sometimes and just kind of get forgotten about. And
Yeah, but no, good pick.
going 3-1 in division, I think he takes over Ryan's spot as lead in division.
Yeah, probably so, but we'll see if Kelsey and Matt Ryan can.
I feel like it's going to be a point. I don't think they played each other yet, so it's going to be points for. It's going to really be the
If Pat gets a win.
if he wins.
If Pat gets a win with Derrick Henry and
Same
James
could go
Conner.
with Evan. I think Evan beat Ryan, didn't he?
I don't know. Let's look.
Yeah, that's previous weeks. They know.
They know. Yeah, Derrick Henry and James Conner both out, but you made it work with Ronald Jones carrying most of the weight. Jeff Wilson kind of led league, but
Philip Lindsay's yet to freaking show up. So he's got running backs. He's just didn't. None of them played this week. Literally, only his only decent.
but he'll get all those guys back moving forward. T.Y. Hilton, I mean, disappointing.
Is
What else
Brandon
you can
Cooks
say?
even playing anymore? T.Y. Hilton was a.
T.Y. Hilton is just done.
I thought he'd do
Nothing
so much better
this year.
with Philip Rivers, and he's straight garbage.
Still hasn't put up a double-digit game.
He has he's only gotten 53
53
yards.
is his
No
highest.
touchdown.
Well, if you look at the
9 targets is his most. What did he?
T.Y. Hilton,
Sixth round
pick,
Made it up with Diggs in the 8th.
and you get
Gotta
Debo
say it.
Samuel coming back soon.
Gotta give it to him.
So we will see how that goes with Debo Samuel moving forward. All right, let's move on to more. Is that the
I
last
think it's
one?
just, yeah. We went.
So let's go with yours
last two
first.
now.
Let's go with yours first.
Hell yeah, 20-point lead. Julio Jones hopefully has a breakout game. I think he plays Green Bay pretty well. Only problem is I'm nervous about it's at Green Bay. Julio's more of an indoor kind of guy.
Breaking news from Adam Schefter is that Chubb is placed on IR with an MCL injury, so whatever that means. So you're at least 3 weeks, but it could be longer.
Yeah. Go ahead and throw him on the IR right when you hear this, Tristan.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely not looking all that pretty there.
No.
So
Speaking of not pretty, we got 0-3 versus 0-3. Dead last in each division. Very not normal for these two teams.
the biggest thing you talk about is Odell just had an absolute
Finally
game.
had his breakout game, which
For
we've
sure.
been waiting for since he's played in New York. Which
Started
hasn't
off
played well.
with a trick play, the reverse pass from Jarvis Landry. Beautiful play, and then ended it with a 70-yard reverse run, which was even more electric.
50-yard actually.
Was it 50?
He had a 23-yard carry earlier in the game.
Gotcha.
Then had a
Gotcha.
50-yard carry.
So he's got 70 rushing yards on top of all the other work. I think it was a 3-touchdown game. Yeah, I mean, Odell Beckham just burying Alex, just put him in the coffin. I mean,
Russell Wilson slowed down.
loser of this game is in serious trouble for the playoff hopes. Yeah, I mean, you can't not
injuries. Just
can't knock out
everybody.
injuries, and you can not avoid talking about Joe Mixon, 3-touchdown, big breakout,
42.
big breakout.
And then started Darrell Henderson. Benched his boy.
Definitely not the only
The
person.
worst
in the
week
world.
to do that.
Definitely other people made that move, but I have to say, like, if you're not going to start Mixon versus Jacksonville, like, when are you going to start him? I mean, I know the schedule is a little rough. I was looking at Mixon, a little trade
But I mean, he's still
conversations.
getting
Yeah, I mean, he's still getting plenty of workload, but upcoming
a lot of
schedule:
touches.
Baltimore, Indianapolis, got
Away.
Pittsburgh twice later on in the year. But yeah, some good
Cleveland.
matchups in there too.
Yeah. And what about Gibson though? I mean, Gibson's been playing
Gibson
pretty
had his-
solid the last 2 weeks.
Gibson pretty much had his breakout game. He had 2 touchdowns, just one
I
touchdown.
would have picked Gibson. I would have played Gibson or Mixon over Henderson, but that's all hindsight.
But Gibson had a lot of explosiveness in this game, and obviously you see the yards per catch. It's like 20 yards per catch there. But busted off a lot of screens. Washington offense is something, but they definitely look like they have like a weapon in Gibson to go with Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry.
But
Deshaun Watson.
Melvin Gordon with a big Thursday night game, and Deshaun doing his thing. Deshaun with 24 this week, but he's been disappointing.
His high. His
Season high of
Season
24, not great. 300 yards the first time in the year.
the big thing, the carries. I
The
mean,
rushing isn't there either.
hasn't broken 30 yards rushing against Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but
That
hopefully.
D Hop is killing him.
So Godwin's probably out this week for Thursday Night Football also, but hopefully Michael Thomas goes back. I mean, they didn't place him on the IR. He's been out 3 weeks now, so that was a mistake for them. But
My bench is garbage as usual. It's all trash. I mean, shit. But Saquon out. Gore's just murdering me, and my tight end situation is probably the worst in the league. I would easily say.
does Tristan have like subs? Not Tristan, sorry, Alex. Does Alex have subs for today? Nikhil Harry for Gage. We said Gage is a starter, I think.
Yeah, his Gage, and that's it.
But
Because he's definitely starting to.
lost Johnny Smith because of the COVID postponement.
For
So
sure.
Tanyan.
Never heard of
that
him
sucks,
until I
but-
saw that on his lineup.
I mean, if you got 15 from Smith, which I think is like somewhat like probably like an average game, 107 to 112
What's
with
Tunyon's stats?
Gage
looking
versus
like?
Julio. I mean,
Yeah, Josh Jacobs went off week 1, and he has not been right since.
Tanyan, I mean, that's
Okay, so he's gotten a touchdown the past couple of weeks. I've never even heard of this guy.
if you throw out week 1 because you don't know what's going on with that.
Probably didn't play.
But 2 touchdowns, 7 catches on the year, and Atlanta is a soft defense. So I mean, you never. And obviously with Devontae Adams out, Al Lazard out, you can definitely see Tanyan get some work, especially around the goal line. But Aaron Jones is a goal line monster, so probably it's kind of just like a random
Can't
chance
play
thing.
any worse than Gronk's playing right now.
But Julio he is allergic to catching touchdowns. So
That's true. I think he's never broken. Maybe one time in his career, he's broken 10 receiving touchdowns in a year.
yeah,
Maybe.
so that's pretty wild. But we can probably see it. We'll probably see a Sporting KT dub get into the win column.
Hopefully. If Julio's back to Julio form, Keenan Allen's blowing up with Herbert. I mean, he's getting at least 12 targets a game, and he only had 14 points, but it was no touchdowns. I think it was 6 catches, 80 yards. Not horrible. And OBJ, if he had 2 straight good weeks, so
OBJ is probably locked in moving forward, especially with the draft. Like
he's
the
going to
rounds
sit
come
at
in.
that flex.
Keenan though, with just an absolute target monster. I mean,
8, 10, 19, 12.
he had 8
Herbert in,
catches
I
for
don't want
62 yards.
But pray that Tyrod Taylor doesn't come back, really, or else, he might find his way back on the bench.
Yeah, Keenan definitely was not looking good in that first week, and even I guess you can't even say
Against Cincinnati in Joe Burrow's first game, only 8 targets, 37 yards.
But Herbert
Can't throw the deep ball. Once you put Herbert in, the deep ball, 96
loves
yards,
Keenan.
32 yards.
Herbert definitely loves Keenan, but yeah, Odell was the definite storyline. Really carried to a dub. Gronkowski still being a problem.
No, huge storyline for my team. I found my new captain in Rodrigo Blankenship. That dude's a stud.
Rodrigo Blankenship is from Georgia. Great kicker. Great college kicker. Got the goggles.
Yes, sir. Number 3.
I actually thought about making the switch off Joey Slide, pick up Blankenship, but can't move off my dude. But Blankenship, number 2 kicker.
Yes, sir. Always been consistent with my kicking.
Yeah, always have. Yeah, gotta treat your kicker like a token or a mascot. If you don't, then it's no fun if you don't. You're so stupid. All right, last matchup of the week.
Ketchup greater than salsa.
Unfortunately, probably going to catch a L because Lamar did his thing, bust out a 50-yard touchdown run.
Which really was the bulk of his day.
Carson played through a knee sprain and had 2 touchdowns, which was absolutely killer.
Yeah, horrible. He stole a couple tugs from Russell, so that's whatever.
Yeah. James Robinson just really been a revelation. He's just doing his thing. 14 points. It's good. I mean, he looks like he's contend for a freaking top 5 running back this year, but
couldn't see that coming.
But he probably settles in around 8 to 12. Would be my guess, just because the offense isn't that good. But Hopkins actually had a down game, but I guess the real killer was Devontae Parker. Just ate all of the short, intermediate range targets that I thought Mike Gesicki could get this game. But Devontae Parker had 10 catches for 110 yards.
Yeah.
110. Yeah, 10 for 110. 21 points. He actually did
12 targets.
He put the exact same stat line up as Terry McLaurin, which was just neutralized. A great game from Terry, and the Rams defense later on, pretty solid. So you look at the totals from my game, and which is probably going to be an L. You take 22 out of my total, I'm sitting at 58 points after a Sunday. I mean, that's just gross. That's just pitiful. So 58 to 131, 58 to 129. You take Greg Ward out. Julian Edelman will play tonight. 58 to 129. So that's 7. I need to make up 71 points.
I still think Edelman will still score about 7 to 10 this week.
Yeah, I probably
I don't
still
like him this week at all.
Yeah, you lose Cam. I mean, I picked up Chiefs defense to play against the backup QB. Chiefs defense is a great defensive line.
Honestly, pulling for you to win this one.
Nice. Yeah,
I don't know why, because you're 3-0 and you're the only undefeated left in the league. But I'm really pulling for you. Greg, Mark, you should lose. You started 2 Eagles this week as of right now. So.
But speaking of the Eagles, Miles Sanders, in my opinion, is now the best player on that team. I think he's past Eckert as far as playmaking ability. But
start Jalen.
But only 9 points from Sanders and only 8 points from Taylor. I mean, their usage is just it's just crazy to watch. The best players on these teams not get the ball. It's frustrating, but hey, what can you do? But
and been a big game from the Chiefs tonight. Julio being in only helps Calvin Ridley, as I said, as we've talked about before.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley definitely going to try to defend his number 1 receiver spot tonight. Hopefully gets in the end zone. I mean, he's been an absolute beast. Definitely getting some league-winning vibes off that pick, 4th round.
If you lose, it might still definitely be close. I'll tell you
Yeah, it could definitely be close. You need a good game out of Mahomes, but Mahomes went absolutely nuts on last Monday night, and Calvin Ridley is definitely going to be a beast. And hey man, give me like 2 touchdowns from the Chiefs defense, and like I'm like going to be right there. So we'll see.
Also looking at Greg's team,
Mark.
his receivers are Mark's. I always say Greg. I don't know why. Jerry Jeudy finally had his breakout game. I think it was a common theme. The rookie receivers are starting to pick it up.
Adam
Past
Schefter.
couple weeks.
Adam Schefter says Nick Chubb is expected to miss about 6 weeks.
Ooh, 6.
That hurts a lot. That's definitely not going to be like Mike Davis won't be able to hold on for that long. That's unfortunate. But yeah. So this is a wide receiver U statement week. Texted that into the chat. We got CeeDee Lamb led all my receivers with 25 points, 2 touchdowns, breakout game. Who's been saying it this whole video. The Dallas offense, there's so much volume. Their defense is so leaky, and the Dallas is just constantly chasing because their defense is so bad. So
those injuries on Dallas's defense is definitely hurting them a lot. With was it Vander Esch out for the year?
Yeah.
Gregory out.
Yeah. But yeah, CeeDee Lamb is like entering like set it and forget it territory. Same with Terry McLaurin. I mean, he had like 14 targets, 10 catches, 110, I think. 10 for 110.
Justin Jefferson's been looking great.
Yeah, Terry can just like get into the end zone. He missed Haskins just missed him on a touchdown last week. Just threw it wide open. It's so annoying. But Terry looks like he's a top 10 receiver this season.
It looks like you definitely hit on all your receivers this year, and then
receivers looking
question marks with JK.
Justin Jefferson was a great pickup. He responded with his blow-up game with 4 for 100. I mean, that yards per catch is nuts. I mean, he looks like he's legit.
25 average per
There's just no other receivers for the Minnesota offensive threat besides Thielen. So Jefferson will get his, but it's a run-first offense. That probably like makes CeeDee Lamb the start over him moving forward.
For sure.
Hollywood Brown had 4 for 80. And definitely was getting a lot of deep targets, but they're just not connecting. And I definitely thought that this could be a bounce back game, and it kind of was in the sense that it looked like Lamar was trying to force them the ball in the sense that Lamar heard all the disrespect this week. He threw 100 passing yards against the Chiefs or less than 100 passing yards, and I think I thought that's one of the reasons why I started Brown. It was a tough decision, but one of the reasons why I was definitely thought that Lamar would maybe want to, just kind of go hard.
Hollywood Brown got a lot of hype this offseason. He gained, I think, 20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, no, Hollywood.
So he was getting a lot of
with the way that CeeDee Lamb is playing and the volume that's in that Dallas offense, I mean, I'm probably going to have to start Lamb over Brown moving forward. And
I feel like it'll be like a matchup kind of deal.
I'm good with that. For sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we might even see Jerry Jeudy in Mark's lineup.
Yeah.
Especially after if Newton's out and Edelman.
DeAndre Swift had a nice game. He looks like he's not a rusher really in that offense. Adrian Peterson gets all the carries, but DeAndre Swift is definitely being used as a passer or a pass catching back, and he got in the end zone this week. So I think he's definitely usable while J.K. Dobbins figures out whatever's going on there. But it sucked. I had to drop Kelly for Fitzpatrick because of the game.
Fire waiver wire pickups.
Fire waiver wire pickups
thrown out
this week, which sucks, but. Because he was on my roster. But.
Good thing Evan Kusa is the number 1 waiver pick, so it's really whoever has the second waiver pick, which I believe is Cheshire?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And I'm pretty sure Cheshire has Eckler, so.
But, bummer for
he's going to watch this.
Me losing Kelly, but Swift is fine. There's no way I'm benching Sanders or Taylor. There was no way that I'm not getting my receivers in this lineup, so I'll be fine. But yeah, I want to go. I wanted to be 4-0 and hold on to this first place, but it looks like it's going to be like a dogfight like usual in this division. But Mark potentially going 3-1, Greg going 3-1, Quinn probably sitting at 2-2. Who am I missing? Tristan is just probably 1-3, and then
Greg Mark 3-1.
Quinn. Yeah, so a tough division. Potentially looking at 4 playoff spots out of this division, but it could be 3. Oof. We'll see. But yeah, Mike Gesicki was the big letdown. Y'all don't like to hear me talking about Mike Gesicki, but hopefully he bounces back. But yeah, let's see big game out of my guy, Patrick Mahomes tonight.
big game from Calvin Ridley, big game from the Chiefs defense, and I can definitely make my way back in this out of this hole. But dang, it's probably going to be in hell.
Let's get Mahomes gives Eli the birthday present today, I think.
Yeah, let's see if we can do 2 Monday Night Miracles in a row.
For it. Chiefs by 30 tonight.
I'm always calling for the tie. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen. We get my tie tonight. First tie with Mark.
I think if anyone's going to tie, it'd be probably me and Alex.
Yeah. But
I mean, he has what, Tanyan and
Gage.
Tanyan and Gage. We'll have to double check the whole substitute. I don't think he subbed anyone in this week.
All right. I think that should just about do it. We're running out of time, I think.
Great first show.
Great first show. Excited to get y'all in on this podcast as well.
Everyone is welcome on this podcast.
We'll do. We could do like maybe 3 of us. I don't know. This is really kind of like a rough like setup. Might have to do some.
Right.
Might have to make some moves.
Maybe get some headphones.
Yeah.
Shout out Charlie.
But this is currently $0 invested into this podcast, so
For
this is
sure.
what you're getting.
This will be the only time Charlie will probably be on the podcast. So sorry about that. Sorry about that in advance.
Yeah. All right. Well, have fun watching Monday Night Football, boys, and talk to you later.
Yeah, I'm texting him and he's like, yeah, I don't know.